Your liver is failing in silence. Right now, it may be sending 8 distress signals across your body on your skin, your feet, your shoulder, even your thyroid. And most people are misreading every single one of them. Over 25% of adults worldwide have fatty liver disease. That is 1 in 4 people. And the vast majority have no idea because the liver does not complain the way your stomach does or your joints do. It works quietly in the background until it cannot anymore. Here is what fatty liver disease actually means. Your liver sits on the right side of your body, just under your rib cage. Every single day, it filters your blood processes, the fat you eat, balances your hormones, and helps convert the food on your plate into energy your cells can use. When too much fat builds up inside liver cells from processed foods, excess sugar, alcohol, or certain medications, the liver starts to slow down. It gets congested, and a congested liver does not just affect your liver. It sends ripple effects through your entire body. Before we go further, everything in this video is for educational purposes only. If any of these signs sound familiar, take that seriously and speak with your doctor. Knowing these signs puts you ahead of most people, but awareness without action means nothing. So do not just file this away. Act on it. Stay until sign 8. It involves an organ that almost nobody connects to the liver, and the number behind it will genuinely stop you in your tracks. Sign 1. Belly fat that will not go away. Most people blame belly fat on what they eat or how little they move. And while that is partly true, there is a layer to this that almost no one talks about. When fat starts accumulating inside liver cells, it keeps building until the liver simply runs out of space. At that point, the excess fat spills out and begins wrapping itself around your internal organs, your intestines, your stomach, your kidneys. This is called visceral fat, and it is far more dangerous than the fat you can pinch on the surface. Visceral fat squeezes your organs from the outside, raises your blood pressure, and quietly increases your risk of heart disease. Here is the part that catches people off guard. You do not need a large belly to have dangerous amounts of visceral fat. You can look completely normal on the outside and still have a liver that is drowning in fat. The belly is just one possible sign, not a requirement. Sign 2. Pain in your right shoulder or neck that came from nowhere. You did not lift anything heavy, you did not sleep in a bad position, but your right shoulder or the base of your neck has been tight and achy for weeks. Most people reach for a pain reliever and move on. Here is what is actually happening. When your liver becomes swollen from excess fat, it begins pressing on a nerve called the phrenic nerve, which runs along the right side of your torso. This nerve shares the same nerve roots as the nerves that supply your shoulder. So when it gets irritated, your brain misreads the signal as shoulder pain, a phenomenon doctors call referred pain. The pain feels like it belongs to your shoulder, but the source is tucked beneath your right rib cage. This is the same principle behind why a heart attack sometimes shows up as pain in the left arm. The organ itself cannot feel pain directly, so it borrows a nerve pathway nearby to send the message. If your right shoulder feels tender without any obvious reason, gently press just below your right rib cage. Unusual tenderness in that area deserves attention. Sign 3. Aching or pressure along your right rib cage. This one tends to show up in people who spend long hours sitting at a desk. A dull ache, a tight feeling, or a nagging pressure along the right side of the ribs. And most people blame their posture or their chair. When the liver is overloaded with fat, the bile it produces becomes thick and sluggish. Bile is the liquid your liver makes to help digest fats. Normally, it flows freely through small tubes into your digestive system, but when it thickens, it gets stuck. That backed up bile creates pressure that irritates the cartilage connecting your ribs, causing pain and inflammation along the right side of the rib cage. Sitting for long periods compresses that area further and makes the irritation worse. This is not a posture problem. This is your liver asking for help through the only path it can reach. Sign 4. Fatigue that sleep does not fix. You slept 8 hours, you still woke up tired. You blame stress, your schedule may be just getting older. But there is a biological explanation that has nothing to do with any of those things. When the liver is clogged with fat, it produces less bile than your body needs. And bile is not just for digestion. It is also how your body absorbs fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A, along with a wide range of antioxidants from the food you eat. When that absorption breaks down, your cells are essentially being starved of the raw materials they need to produce energy. The result is not ordinary tiredness, it is a deep cellular fatigue, a feeling of heaviness that does not respond to rest because rest is not the problem. The problem is upstream in an organ you cannot feel and rarely think about. Sign 5. Itchy palms or soles of your feet with no rash? This one surprises almost everyone. You check your hands. No rash, no dry skin, nothing visible. But the itching is there, persistent and oddly specific, usually on the palms or the soles of the feet. Here is the mechanism. A healthy liver keeps bile flowing in one direction from the liver through the bile ducts into the digestive system. When the liver becomes blocked and congested, bile salts start leaking backward into the bloodstream instead. As they circulate through the body, they accumulate just beneath the surface of the skin and directly stimulate nerve endings there, triggering persistent itching that has no visible source on the surface. The palms and soles are particularly vulnerable because they have a dense network of small blood vessels close to the surface. The itching is real. It is just being caused by something most people would never suspect. Sign 6. Your foot or ankle is swollen and does not bounce back. Look at your feet right now. Press your finger firmly into your ankle for 5 seconds, then let go. Does it leave an indentation? That is not something a healthy ankle should do. When the liver is damaged, it produces less albumin, the protein that helps keep fluid inside your blood vessels. Without enough albumin, fluid leaks out of the vessels and into surrounding tissue, pooling in the lower body. When you press into the swollen area and it holds the shape of your fingertip, that is called pitting edema. It means fluid has built up inside the tissue itself. This is not from standing too long. This is from a body that is no longer managing fluid properly because the organ responsible for that job is struggling. Sign 7. Spider veins on your skin or unexpected breast tissue in men. These two symptoms look completely different on the surface, but they share the exact same root cause and understanding that root cause is the key. One of the liver's less talked about jobs is breaking down excess hormones after the body finishes using them, including estrogen. When liver function is compromised, estrogen does not get cleared out. It builds up in the bloodstream. Elevated estrogen weakens the walls of small blood vessels near the skin's surface, causing them to dilate and become visible as tiny red spider-like patterns, usually with a central red dot and thin lines radiating outward. These are called spider veins, and they are different from the blue varicose veins you might see on the legs. In men, that same estrogen buildup can stimulate the growth of breast tissue starting as a tender lump just beneath the nipple. This condition is called gynecomastia, and when it appears without an obvious cause in an otherwise healthy man, the liver is frequently involved. Two very different signs. One underlying problem. Sign 8. Thyroid problems with no clear explanation. This is the one that most people and even some doctors do not immediately connect to the liver. But the science here is remarkable. Your thyroid gland produces a hormone called T4. Think of T4 as the raw version, the material before it becomes useful. For T4 to actually do its job in your body, it needs to be converted into its active form, which is called T3. T3 is what drives your metabolism, your body temperature, your energy levels, your mood. Here is what almost nobody knows. The vast majority of T4 conversion into active T3 happens not in the thyroid but in peripheral organs throughout the body, with the liver being the single largest site of that conversion. When the liver is damaged by excess fat, that conversion process slows down or breaks down entirely. The result is low T3 in the bloodstream, sluggish metabolism, persistent fatigue, difficulty losing weight, feeling cold when others do not. All the classic signs of a slow thyroid. But the thyroid itself may be perfectly fine. The problem is the liver that was supposed to do the activating. Your thyroid hormone does not fully activate in your thyroid, it activates in your liver. If you have been told your thyroid is underperforming and you have never been able to pinpoint why, now you have a new question to bring to your doctor. Here is what makes all of this worth paying attention to. The liver is one of the only organs in the human body that can fully regenerate itself. Catch it early enough, make the right changes, and it can rebuild. That is not a small thing. That is an extraordinary second chance, but only if you recognize what your body is trying to tell you. If multiple signs in this video felt familiar, do not wait for them to pile up further. Ask your doctor for an ultrasound. It is a simple, non-invasive test that can reveal what is happening inside your liver before serious damage sets in. Share this with someone who needs to hear it. Not everyone reads the signals their body sends. Sometimes they just need someone to translate. And subscribe because your body speaks every single day. We are just here to help you understand the language. You just spent the last few minutes learning about your liver. When was the last time your liver got that kind of attention from you? Let me know in the comments.